Well, those ceasefire talks in Cairo are ongoing. We understand both sides are still negotiating through mediators. Hamas saying that it is now down for Israel to accept the terms, and the United States saying that actually the ball is now in Hamas's court to accept the terms of this 6-week ceasefire. Of course, that deadline looming, that March 10th deadline looming that the Israelis have set before they say they will launch a military operation into Rafah, something the United States, the UK and others have called very clearly against. That is the backdrop in the next few days, that looming deadline. But of course, these negotiations are also against the backdrop of tremendous human suffering. We've heard the WHO, the United Nations, other aid agencies describing the atrocious and catastrophic humanitarian situation in Gaza. We've heard of dozens of children dying of malnutrition and of dehydration in hospital in Gaza. That is something the WHO has warned about, and that the situation will only get worse unless aid going into Gaza is facilitated. And that is why this ceasefire deal is so crucial, why we've seen international pressure on Israel ramping up from the United States, from the United Kingdom. Israeli Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz was meeting with David Cameron, the UK Foreign Secretary, who put pressure saying that patience was wearing thin and that Israel had to do everything it could, maximize, as Anthony Blinken, the US Secretary of State, said, humanitarian aid flowing into Gaza. That gives you a sense of what's at stake, but also the United Nations pointing out that some of the Israeli hostages being held in Gaza are still being subjected on an ongoing basis, we understand from the report, to sexual violence. And that, again, gives you a sense of the toll of that human suffering which shows the urgency in a ceasefire deal being reached as quickly as possible. Alex Cadier, SABC News, Tel Aviv.